Hello everyone, Buzzkiller here, and welcome back to some more Space Engineers. Now, my previous Space Engineers video, I asked for requests for my next project, and the only person to actually respond was one of my subscribers named Lag, actually Lame Ass Gamecast. He requested that I do the Freelancer, and since again his was the only request, he sort of won that competition by default. Congratulations, Lag. And here it is. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick overview of the ship. Then I'm going to actually go into my archives and show you some of the things some of the steps I took building this ship. It's a really fun ship, really difficult. Man, this thing has a lot of complex curves in it. But I think it came out pretty good. Of course, this is the Max variant. I own the Max variant, so, well, he didn't specify which Freelancer, so here it is. Now, notice I didn't put any landing gear on the ship. It just didn't look right. I had to build it as a small ship, and the landing gear just doesn't look right when it's put on. So basically I just put a little landing gear on my space station here to allow me to park the ship. Let's go ahead and take a look around. Really like the paint job on the Max. I like the blue and the white and the base aluminum. So I tried to incorporate that as much as possible. You notice I had to go a little overboard on the engines. I'll show you some more in depth on how those look on the inside, because I actually used a lot of the space inside of those engines for propulsion. But I tried to keep the thrusters on the exterior minimal, so it kind of resembles the actual ship. I couldn't put any glass in. There's no glass on small ships, although I'm sure there's a mod somewhere out there. I did have to download a few mods, a lot of small ship mods. Basically, the mods, well, let me go ahead and get into the interior and I'll show you exactly what I had to do. Press the button here, open up the door. Now the door is kind of square. I know the actual ship isn't square, but I had a hell of a time getting this door just to work. I may in the future try to actually give it the more T shape in the actual, as in the actual ship. And here's the cargo hold. Got some lighting in here that's not in the actual ship, but I wanted to showcase the cargo floor, the see-through cargo floor. I actually put that in. Put a few lights under there. I know there's not any in the actual ship, but I think it looks pretty good. A little airlock area really isn't too functional. I put my gravity generator in here. That's another mod I had to download. It's the small ship gravity generator. Moving forward, you have your crew area. Here's your sink, your screens. This is the shower slash toilet. Of course, it's too small for me to actually put a toilet seat in there. Otherwise, I would have. This is one of the mods, decorative mods. I actually had this downloaded for the 890 jump, so I didn't have to download it, but it's one of the few mods you need on this ship. And of course, you have to have the proper seats, and these are not normally available for small ships, so I had to download the mod for that as well. I really like the way the interior came out. I tried to keep the geometry pretty similar to the actual ship. Little walkway here. I couldn't make this all see-through, unfortunately. It's just not big enough. Let's go ahead and sit down. Turn on my HUD. Let's start powering up here. Main power on. Thrusters, gyros, gravity. Lights are already on. Okay, so you notice I have a couple weapons here. The miniguns are for the rear turret. I didn't make the turret movable, but here it is. You can fire those guns. And instead of putting miniguns on the side turrets, I went ahead and put missile launchers on those. Like all my other ships, this is not set up for survival. It's just a glamour ship, you know, a beauty ship. Oops, I forgot to disengage my landing gear. That's the only problem with not having your own landing gear on the ship, is you have to disengage it from the station. There we go. Let's go ahead and close the rear cargo door while we're at it. And when I was building the ship, I thought it's going to be heavy, it's going to be clunky, I'm not going to be able to get this thing to fly at all. And I was really surprised at the results. Check this out. As you can see, it does actually move out fairly well. Maneuvering's a little rough. But hey, it's a medium to large ship, using all small engine components. I think it maneuvers pretty well. Oh yes, and of course, if your rear turret actually does fire, as I said. And your rocket launchers work too. Let's actually shoot something. There we go. Showed those snub fighters. Alright. So there she is. Let's go ahead and go through and I'll show you exactly, well, not exactly, but I'll show you some of the steps it took to actually build the ship. So in this first image, you can see I was going very basic. I was just trying to get the floor plan laid out. I figured if I worked from the inside out, I'd work on the interior first and then build out, and it should come out right. And it actually worked out pretty well. This was very basic exterior, just a skeleton, and you can see my little maneuvering engines in there just to keep the ship steady as I built. Here's the first pass at the interior. No colors, but you can see really it didn't change a whole lot other than fixing the geometry. There's another look at the early interior from the airlock forward. You can see I was really working on trying to get that step up appearance. I couldn't put the door in, unfortunately, but you know, it's not perfect. In this picture, I'm sorry, you can see that I began working on the exterior details. I think I really nailed the front cockpit pretty well. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's pretty much the best I could do, but I think it came out pretty well. Started adding some color to the interior and geometry. You can see the cubbies and all the stuff up on the top in this picture. And here's a mock-up of the turrets and the engine placement, and the rear turret is in. You can see I have removed the little placeholder engine mounts and put some other temporary engine mounts so that I could work on the exterior of the cargo hold. Speaking of the cargo hold, here's the first shot of the cargo hold interior with the see-through floor. I ended up widening it a little bit. Another shot of the exterior showing off the shape of the neck as I worked on that. Here's my first pass at engines and cargo area greeble, trying to make it look right. Now the engines, here's some cutaways of the interior of the engines. Here you go. You can see I've got a bunch of small thrusters in there, and it took a lot of work to get those in where they wouldn't destroy each other. You can also see I've added some power around as well. Here's another shot of the interior of the engine. And of course, to move the ship, to actually maneuver the ship, you require gyros, and this ship's pretty heavy still, and it required a lot of gyros. And in this picture you can see a lot the power requirements as well. These are some additional, the main power generators, the two large reactors. Here's some refinement of the cargo area. And this is, I think this is the final interior shots. This one and this one. And then of course I had to do the paint job. And there she is flying in space. Alright. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. This ship and all the other Star Citizen ships I've built are available in the Steam workshop. Just look for Buzz Killer, that's Buzz with 3 Z's, space Killer, in the workshop. You can also do a search for the 890 jump. Mine is the only 890 jump in the workshop as of right now. So, again, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like or subscribe button. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the verse.